Hello students, in today's lecture we are going to study diffraction, a general introduction to diffraction. Now what is meant by the term diffraction? We know that small apertures or openings, when light bends across these small apertures or openings, then it is known as diffraction. So, how do we define diffraction? We say that the phenomena of bending of light around the corners of an obstacle or aperture or opening is known as diffraction, and Fresnel stated that this phenomena is caused by interference of large number of secondary wavelets. Now, there are two very famous classes of diffraction, the Fresnel class and the Fraunhofer class of diffraction. In your syllabus, Fraunhofer class of diffraction has been covered in more detail, but these differences are often asked. So, Fresnel class of diffraction, the source of light or screen or both, they are at finite distance. Whereas in the Fraunhofer class of diffraction, the source and screen, they are at infinite distance from the diffracting element. Now in Fresnel class of diffraction, lenses are not needed, and but in the Fraunhofer class, lenses will be needed. Usually we take one lens here at the beginning of the apparatus, and in the second type of lens we use it to converge the rays to get our diffraction pattern. Now in Fresnel class, the incident wavefront is spherical or cylindrical, whereas in Fraunhofer class the incident wavefront is plane. Now in Fresnel class the lateral distances are important, whereas in Fraunhofer class the angular inclinations are more important. In Fresnel class, center may be bright or dark depending upon the Fresnel zone, whereas in Fraunhofer class the center is always bright. Now we are going to derive an expression for the resultant of n number of simple harmonic waves that have been diffracted by a slit. So let us begin to derive a formula for resultant of n simple harmonic waves of equal amplitude and phases, and they are increasing in arithmetic progression. Once we get an expression for their resultant, we will utilize this expression of resultant in finding out the resultant due to single slit. So, we are now going to find an expression for resultant in n simple harmonic motion waves of equal amplitude. These waves are equal in amplitude and phases, and they are increasing in arithmetic progression, that is AP. So we will find the expression for resultant due to n number of waves that have been diffracted and their amplitudes are equal. So first we will just draw a very simple diagram. Let this be of amplitude A, and here this angle is del. This ray of amplitude A, angle 2 del, because we are taking up basically a series. Angle 3 del, amplitude A, and we know this way we can take it for n number here, amplitude n minus 1 del, this angle, right? And from the concept of vectors, we know that the resultant of these n number of waves, which are in simple harmonic waves, and their amplitude is equal and they are increasing in arithmetic progression, the resultant is given by joining the tail of the first vector to the head of the last vector. This will give us the resultant. This resultant will be utilized in finding the expression for intensity due to single slit in Fraunhofer class of diffraction. So we are now going to find out the resultant of these waves. Let us first resolve these vectors into perpendicular and parallel components. So we will take up first resolving the perpendicular and parallel components. R cos phi is equal to A plus A cos del plus A cos 2 del plus A cos 3 del and so on till A cos n minus 1 del. First equation. What have we done? We have resolved it into perpendicular and horizontal and perpendicular components. Then this is the horizontal component. Now we will take up the vertical components. R sin phi, for the first one it will be 0 plus A sin del plus A sin 2 del plus A sin 3 del plus and so on till A sin n minus 1 del. This is the second equation. Now we will multiply. What we will do, we will first find out the resultant of all the horizontal components. Then we will find out the resultant of all the vertical components. We will use the formula sin cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1 and find out an expression for resultant of n number of harmonic waves in which they are increasing in an AP order. This resultant we will be utilizing for our diffraction theory. So now what we will do, we will first concentrate on the horizontal components. So what we will do, we will multiply equation 1 by 2 sin del by 2 on both left hand side and right hand side. We are just picking up a mathematical trick. So this becomes 2r cos phi sin del by 2 is equal to A into 2 sin del by 2. We have taken A common plus A has been taken out common. So this becomes 2 sin del by 2 cos del plus 2 sin del by 2 cos 2 del plus 2 sin del by 2 cos 3 del plus and so on with our series 2 sin del by 2 cos n minus 1 del. We are just making up the series, that is all. Now we will use the formula 2 cos A sin B is equal to sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. For these terms, for these terms, the formula that we are going to use is, for these terms, our formula will be 2 cos A sin B is equal to sin A plus B minus sin sine A minus B. We will use this formula to simplify our expression further. So let us use this formula and simplify this expression further. What do we get using this formula? When we apply this formula here, we get, we are applying this formula, the trigonometrical formula, that is 2 cos A sin B is equal to sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. This formula we are going to apply. So what do we get? We get 2r cos phi sin del by 2 is equal to A into 2 sin del by 2 plus sin del plus del by 2 minus sin del minus del by 2 plus sin 2 del plus del by 2 minus sin 2 del minus del by 2 plus sin 3 del plus del by 2 minus sin 3 del minus del by 2 plus so on till sin n minus 1 del plus del by 2, right? Minus sin n minus 1 del minus del by 2. What have we done? We have to these terms 2 sin del by 2 cos del, 2 sin del by 2 cos 2 del, 2 sin del by 2 cos 3 del, 2 sin del by 2 cos n minus 1 del. We have applied the formula sin A plus B minus sin A minus B. Now just have a closer look at this expression. You will find many terms getting cancelled inside. See, we will solve it further and we will find that inside many terms will get cancelled and we will be left with a very simple expression. Have a closer look at this series. Now this series reduces to A into 2 sin del by 2 plus sin 3 del by 2 minus sin del by 2 plus sin 5 del by 2 minus sin 3 del by 2 plus sin 7 del by 2 minus sin 5 del by 2 plus so on till sin plus sin n del minus del by 2 minus sin n del minus del. Now you have a look at this. See, all the consecutive terms 2 sin del by 2 minus sin del by 2 we will be left with A sin del by 2 plus all inside terms, as you can see sin 3 del by 2 has got cancelled, sin 5 del by 2 has got cancelled. This way the consecutive terms are going to get cancelled and you are left with sin del into n minus half. Because this is a very simple AP series, so all the inside terms got cancelled and you are left with A sin del by 2 plus sin del n minus half. Now we will use the formula sin A plus sin B. Sin A plus sin B is equal to the very famous mathematical formula sin A plus sin B is equal to 2 sin A plus B by 2 cos A minus B by 2. Right? Now we will use this formula for these terms, because inside all the terms have got cancelled. So we are left with 2r cos phi sin del by 2 is equal to 2a into sin del by 2 plus sin del into n minus half. Right? So this, we will apply this formula here. So it becomes equal to 2a into sin. Formula is written up. You can also keep trying on your own and then see the solution here. Sin del by 2 plus del into n minus half divided by 2 cos del into n minus half minus del by 2 divided by 2. So this becomes equal to 2a into sin n del by 2 cos del n minus del by 2. This can also be written as 2a sin n del by 2 cos del into n minus 1 by 2. Right? Now this is equal to 2r cos phi sin del by 2. Now what we can do is this 2 and this 2 gets cancelled, and what are we left with? We are left with r cos phi is equal to a sin n del by 2 divided by sin del by 2 cos n minus 1 del by 2. Right? Now similarly we will, these are the resultant due to horizontal components. Exactly in a similar manner, resultant due to vertical components will be r sin phi is equal to a sin n del by 2 divided by sin del by 2 sin n minus 1 del by 2. Right? Now we have r cos phi, r sin phi. We need the resultant. So in vector analysis, resultant comes from cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1. So we will square and add these two equations. We will square and add them. Squaring and adding. Squaring and adding, we get r square cos square phi plus r square sin square phi is equal to a square sin square n del by 2 upon sin square del by 2 cos square n minus 1 del by 2 plus a square sine square n del by 2 divided by sine square del by 2 sine square n minus 1 del by 2. As you can see that on simplifying this, on squaring and adding, and now we will use the formula sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So using formula sine square plus cos square equal to 1, we get r square is equal to a square sine square n del by 2 divided by sine square del by 2 into cos square n minus 1 del by 2 plus sine square n minus 1 del by 2. Now we know that this reduces to 1 from this above expression, so this becomes 1. So what are we left with? We are left with, we take square root on both the sides. R is a sine n del by 2 divided by sine del by 2. This gives us the expression for resultant due to n number of waves which are in simple harmonic motion. They are of equal amplitudes and their phases are increasing in arithmetic progression. Also the angle, we can get the angle. What we do is, if we divide for tan phi by dividing the cos and the sine resultant expressions, we get tan n minus 1 del by 2. Where do we get this from? We had found cos phi and sine phi, we divided them, so we got this expression. So the phase is phi equal to n minus 1 del by 2. So if number of vibrations n are infinitely large, because diffraction is bending of light around apertures and obstacles. So at times n is very large, the amplitude and common phase will be, amplitude will be small and their phase will also be small. So these expressions, let n del be equal to 2 alpha. So your del becomes equal to 2 alpha upon n. So putting this value here in this expression for resultant, we are just simplifying it further to find an expression for resultant due to n number of waves that have got diffracted. We will get r is equal to a sine 2 alpha by 2 divided by sine 2 alpha upon n into 2. Where have we got this from? Del we have put equal to 2 alpha upon n. So del has been put as 2 alpha upon n. There up it got cancelled. Here we are left with this. Now this expression reduces to a sine 2 and 2 gets cancelled alpha upon sine alpha by n. Right? Now in diffraction what happens is that n, as I told you, is very large. So what happens is alpha upon n becomes very small. So in that case we can take sine alpha upon n tending to alpha by n. So putting this value in above expression, we get resultant r is equal to a sine alpha divided by alpha upon n, which is NA sine alpha by alpha. NA is basically can be taken as resultant of all amplitudes, so it becomes A sine alpha by alpha. Resultant, another way of writing the formula. And the phase phi is equal to n minus 1 del upon 2, and these expressions give us the resultant and phase of n simple harmonic vibrations of equal amplitude and period and increasing in arithmetic progression.